Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John Gray. It's Valentine's Day, and this is Just Plain Living.
Yes, it is. Good morning. I'm Peggy Burton.
And I'm Jim Fuller.
Peggy?
Yes.
Did you bring your Valentine with you over there?
I did.
All to be Peggy's Valentine.
Oh, to be Peggy's Valentine.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I bet when you were in your 20s and 30s,
And
they was all
40s.
kind of, well, and all the way to right now.
John, they still are. They still are.
There's a whole lot of them wish you were their Valentine.
Yeah,
Well, that's
Ralph Burton was a lucky guy.
he was.
Ralph was great. He made me laugh. I laugh when I think about him.
Yeah,
He just always made me laugh.
good.
And that was what a great thing.
Isn't that wonderful?
We all need a good laugh.
You know, at the end of that movie that Hugh Jackman's in right now, The Greatest Showman,
I love
about
that.
P.T. Barnum, and one of P.T. Barnum's statements is the noblest thing a person can do is make someone else laugh.
I kind of agree with
Nice
that.
statement, yeah.
You know,
I
make
agree
someone
with
else
that.
happy. I mean, that is a noble effort that you take your energy and put it toward making someone else happy.
Ralph did some things. He almost always sent me flowers on Valentine's Day, and now my son has picked up that habit, and so my house is overloaded with roses right now. Isn't that nice?
Well, yeah, sure it
That's
is.
really sweet.
Sure.
And then my daughter brings crowds of people to
Yeah, shoot.
the banquet hall for the Valentine thing there.
We
I have
went
good
to the
children.
banquet hall and down at Bell Buckle, the Bell Buckle Banquet Hall, and Peggy's band played down there for the Valentine's dance, and it was a sold-out event, and it was just so much fun.
It was fun, wasn't it? That was a great night.
You know, that's quite a tribute to you and your band, too, that you're still selling out after all these years. You've been around a while.
We have been
Band
around
has
a
been-
day.
That band has been around a while.
They have. It is my dream that they will keep going, and that always have a band, because the music is beautiful. There is so much talent in that band,
Yeah, oh, it is.
Phenomenal.
I mean, it's a big band.
and everybody knows. They're not getting great big pay, obviously,
No.
but they love to play, and they have to play.
And I love that. A lot of times you'll see on Facebook or people will ask the question on the internet, if you could go hear anybody go to a concert or an event with anybody, who would it be? And my answer is always Lyle Lovett and his large band. Because
I
Lyle
love
Lovett has
Has a
an
large
orchestra
Oh, really?
that
Yeah.
goes with him, and he calls it his large band.
I love that. It's different.
He said a big band, it's his large band. And I think that would be, because I've always thought he was a very interesting
And he's an
writer
individual.
and singer and
He doesn't seem to be just stuck in one
no,
genre
not
of
at all.
music.
He plays it all, and is very, very talented. And I think he's just one of my favorite people.
Yeah. And then, carrying a big band with you these days is kind of expensive. I mean,
It's very expensive.
As you mentioned, even with South Jackson Street Band, there's a lot of folks in that group.
There's 21
Yeah.
that, including the sound person, and I have to give credit to Alan Johnson, who is the leader of the band. He is really, really likes perfection. And,
Oh, yeah.
I went online, and because I do order bringing people into South Jackson Civic Center, and I checked out the Glenn Miller band that travels. Well, you don't even want to know what they charge. And I listened to their.
It's what, 10?
It's more than that.
Unbelievable.
I was
That's not
listening to
10,
their
that's
band, and then I was listening to our band, and I think our band is better.
Yeah.
The musicianship appears to me to be better. But the big name, Glenn Miller's
And I
tribute.
want to give Peggy a tribute in front of all of you, because of all the tribute she's gotten, because she's deserved every one she's ever gotten. But at this time in Peggy's life, she has she has Samantha Waters sometimes that comes and sings.
Oh yes,
with
and
you
and Doreen Schultz.
Doreen,
Yeah. Once in a while, we pull other people.
And so that means Peggy doesn't have to tote all the water. Well, they were both on stage the other night in a play somewhere, and so Peggy Peggy sang every song other than what Jerry Anderson sings some stuff.
Yeah, I just prayed every time it would come out.
And Fran and I both, but particularly Fran, who knows music better than I do, said to me, Peggy sounds as good tonight as I've heard her, and I don't know when. It's just like she's ageless. And she did. She carried that show 100%, and
That's
I mean,
really
it was
sweet.
just
Thank
flawless.
you.
And your voice was spot on, and so were you, and we just all had a ball. And that's another thing that we can look and say, you know, how many things can we say without Peggy Burton? That probably wouldn't be happening. And without Peggy Burton, that probably wouldn't be happening. So
Anyway,
thank you.
Thank you very
Peggy
much. I
teaches
appreciate
voice
it.
as well, and that's got to help you knowing how to do it. would you
Well, I teach voice just because I want to stay busy, and that's all I know, voice, piano, and that kind of stuff. But, you know, years of, that's just what I do.
Years of what? What is your go-to thing for your throat before you're going to sing?
I pray to God that I'll get through it.
But you know, some people use lemon, and some people do this and that.
I use lukewarm tea with honey and lemon. I drink that a lot.
And do you do voice stretches before
Oh,
you
yeah.
go into a show?
That's one of the reasons I continue teaching, because I warm up with them, you know, during their
Right.
lessons, and it's a little bit better than
Well, it
just
was
doing it alone.
outstanding. And if you folks haven't heard Peggy Burton and the South Jackson Street Band, find them, do it. Go to the ice cream social at South Jackson every summer
Yeah,
and listen to them play.
We're doing New Year's
You know,
Eve
John,
again.
Peggy had this video one time she used to carry around with her, and it was a short video of you and I on stage doing karaoke stuff, and the whole concept of it was, this is how you don't do it. As far as trying to
correct,
take
yeah.
care of your voice.
Yeah.
You don't drink and smoke, and you don't scream at the top of your lungs. You don't. This is how you do not do
Yeah,
it
yeah,
if you want to last a long time.
There you go.
Sure enough, there's days I can't sing at all now, but Peggy's still trucking.
The one of the things that I have to do is not talk all the time. You know, I'm not a big talker, believe it or not.
No, I know that.
I know you two are dying to talk about the Super Bowl. I'm going to let you do it.
That's
What'd
kinda-
you think, Fuller?
I thought it was a great game, and what was it,
It really
36,
was.
33 or something
Yeah,
like that?
yeah.
36,
30, yeah.
34. I actually, wasn't it? 34?
They got beat by 3 points.
38,
Yeah,
30. I thought it was
yeah,
30.
something like
whatever.
that.
38, 35, whatever it was.
That's been 3 or 4 days now. We can't remember.
No, it can't be.
exactly.
The
But
only-
it was a
yeah.
super game. Both quarterbacks, I thought, did an excellent job. And
And there were very few penalties. And there was one mistake, and Jalen Hurts just dropped the ball one time. I mean, he just didn't get it in his hands.
I think somebody tipped it or something.
No, if you look at that, he
Maybe
dropped
not.
it before anybody ever got to it.
Yeah.
He was trying to get it from one hand to the other and secure it, and when he did, you know, he looks up and here's probably 300 pounds looking at him, and it hit his hip and just fell down. Guy picked it up and ran a touchdown,
I know that.
and that's what
Great.
Yeah,
beat
that was,
Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that Kansas City scored every time they had the ball in the
Second half, yeah.
They really did.
Every time.
I watched closely on the second half, and I'm sad to say I didn't see Chris Stapleton sing the national anthem.
He did an excellent job.
I know he
thought,
did.
And there was a gentleman, a Native American, who's an actor who is deaf, and he did the sign
He did the
of
signing.
that.
I'm
And
sorry,
I
I
saw
missed it.
last night on my phone that presentation of the national anthem, because we didn't see him on television.
Oh, you didn't?
He wasn't.
'Cause I wasn't
And this
there at
was
the
just
beginning.
him. You heard Chris's voice, but the whole national anthem was how this guy signed it.
How beautiful.
And he was absolutely magnificent.
What a nice thing to do.
And of course, the coaches and people, the teams, but the coach, the Philadelphia coach had tears running down his eyes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They showed this kid, and he's a kid. It was his second year at
That's
that
beautiful.
team, and he had tears.
Yeah, I am
coming
really
down his
sorry I
face.
missed that.
And we've gone from not standing for the national anthem, what, 4, 5, 6 years ago,
Yeah, probably.
to that,
Yeah.
which is a 180-degree turnaround.
That's right.
Thank you for waking up out there. And it was just outstanding.
Yeah, it was, and so much of the Super Bowl is the entertainment part outside the game, and
Right.
even the commercials, which you guys have done at South Jackson Coast Country, of course, and so that they were all excellent, I thought, as well.
But some of those commercials still, the tech commercials and some of that stuff, when they're over with, you're going,
What was that?
who do I write a check to? What am I buying here? You don't have a clue what
they're
it was all
talking about.
That's where we've been for the last several years. Remember, we've talked about this before. It's like some of these commercials are too good, I guess, but it's like when it's over,
You don't know what
you
it's
don't
for.
know who is that about, or
And I read something, and I don't remember what it was, but those commercials are like, what, $3 million a pop? That's
Seven,
Yeah,
seven.
Seven?
They're
In
just
And somebody
horrendous.
wrote a thing last night about a church buying a $7 million or $20 million. I guess they bought more than one commercial. That's not church. That's
What?
business.
I
You know, I mean,
Yeah,
if
that's right.
somebody's spending $20 million on a television commercial,
Can I say something? Saturday night, the oldies were at the Civic Center, and I
Say
forgot.
it.
Yeah, I about forgot to say anything about it, and it's almost sold out. If anybody wants a ticket,
very good, very good.
Sorry,
So what we're gonna do, hey,
I interrupted.
look at here. See that right there? If you can't see that, I would have
cats.
never thought that would be in my hands or at my house.
but now you've got your
A cat.
Dot.
But little Dottie, so little Dottie's got her own Valentine's.
I love it.
And I also want to thank my sweet bride friend. These are Valentine cookies in the front right here, and I'll pick one of them up. Look
Did
at
she
that.
make those?
Isn't that beautiful? Those came from Fuel So Good.
Oh, feel so good. They do
And
such
one
good
of our
work.
sponsors that sponsors on a lot of things that we do, and they grind their own coffee and make their own pastries.
And people need to run down there and get some while they're still
well,
out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I doubt
They
there's
may be
any-
sold out.
I doubt there's any left.
And today is Valentine's Day.
It is
by the way. We have
Valentine's Day,
the
and I hope
privilege
you're
of doing
doing
this on Valentine's Day. Also, I want to wish happy birthday to Doodle Bop, our little
Oh,
dog.
that baby.
Doodle Bop's birthday today?
Today's
We
Doodle
should
Bop's
do
birthday.
one.
I went in this morning to the office, and Pam, my partner there, who actually owns Doodle Bop, she was fixing her a bouquet of flowers,
Aw,
for her
sweet.
birthday, which she didn't care about. She said she was wondering,
Doodle Bop.
you got anything to eat?
Where's my treat?
Where's my pate?
Yeah.
I love that little dog.
All right.
We've got the kangaroo coming today.
Oh, do you? Kangaroo's
as I
coming?
know,
All
as far
right,
as I know.
Valentine's kangaroo. We'll see what it's got in its pouch.
I think this one is still a
In the pouch?
In the pouch.
Okay, well, what we'll do is we're going to celebrate Valentine's Day, and we hope you have a great one with the person that you spend your time with and love, and we'll be back with more after these commercials.
The Duck River Watershed Society wants to invite you to our second annual spring cleanup on Saturday, March 4th at the Fire Lake Public Use and Boat Ramp. We are a nonprofit organization that focuses on ensuring the Duck River watershed continues to benefit those who live, work, and recreate on it. We need volunteers to help with cleaning up parts of Normandy Lake down to the winter water drawdown line. Sign up at our website, duckriverwatershedsociety.com, and help do your part.
Hi, my name is Ringo, here at Barkview Senior Living. They're human-friendly. That's why I love it here, and so does my senior human. When they want a bite, they get chef-prepared meals, and so do I. Movies in the theater, day trips, walks on the trail, and other senior humans to play with. The grass and the grounds are exquisite. It's everything my human needs to be healthy and active. Barkview. A Parkview Senior Living. For your dog's best friend, you.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. Of course, it's awkward to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping. Hey, bestie, how sketch is me? It's hard to get their attention. Ready? Go. Yes. Look at that. You even turn yours over. So if you want to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, you got to get it trending.
No, you're doing it wrong.
To the left. To the right. Let's go.
Can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
We teach Parkinson's patients how to move big and not let the Parkinson's slow them down. I've had patients I've treated in-house that could not even stand up, could not roll over in the bed, left the facility walking with a walker, have come back to us in outpatient and continued their big program and are now completely, handling life. The success of the program is just phenomenal.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I'm an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
I have a guest today that just makes me happy every time she comes because her smile is infectious. That's one thing, but she works for an organization in Tullahoma which gives us hope. And hope is a very wonderful thing and a very delicate thing that all of us need to have as much of as we can get. And that's the Tullahoma Chamber of Commerce gives us hope for the future. And every time their director comes in, the Tullahoma Chamber of Commerce gives us hope.
What an entrance. What
that
an
was
introduction.
pretty good, wasn't
yes,
it?
that was wonderful. Well, thank you for having me.
You're welcome, dear. Happy Valentine's to you. She's all in red.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Yes, happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Today, the theme of the day is we love our members. And so, just so grateful for everyone that continues to invest in the Chamber, invest in our mission, support that. So just looking forward to a fantastic 2023. We are going to do some pop-ins today.
Are you popping in?
We're going to pop in.
This is your pop-in at P-Head Productions, isn't it?
And just say that we love our members and thank you. And
well, thank you for doing what you do. There's so many things that the Chamber does, and it's, if you don't keep up with it, you'll get behind because you do. You move pretty quickly, and you're integrating technology and new things into the service that the Chamber gives, and a lot of people probably don't realize that until you're vested or invested in the Chamber to go, wow, I didn't know they did this. Wow, I didn't know they did that. I just thought they had golf tournaments and dances and raised money. No, they serve. The Chamber of Commerce is a great service, not only to our community, but to their members, and helping them be a better business. It's about being better business, isn't it?
It absolutely is, but it seems that you are doing so well on speaking on the Chamber. I think I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the show. But yes, we love the staff at the chamber, myself, the assistant director Tisha Fritz, and the marketing and communications coordinator Lily Smith. We all come to work each and every day, and we enjoy what we do. And I think that shows in our work because you have to have passion in chamber world. You have to. And so we're just, again, we're grateful, we're blessed. We have such a busy season planned. This coming Friday is our annual membership celebration where we are going to honor Business of the Year, Small Business of the Year, Citizen of the Year, many others. And then we have Taste of Tullahoma coming up on March 27th, our Business Expo, and it's going to take place at the Tennessee National Guard Armory again, and Coffee County Bank and Master Ceremonies are sponsoring that. So we are so grateful to them for that, and we already have about 15 booths signed up. And so we opened registration and people were excited to jump on board again with that project. And then, you know, our annual membership celebration that's on Friday, sponsored by Vanderbilt, Tullahoma, Hardin Hospital, and First Bank. Again, extremely grateful to them for their continued
And there's still
support.
tickets available for that,
Oh,
right?
no, sir. We have been sold out for quite some time.
Oh, so sold
with
out.
A lengthy wait
Outstanding.
list. Very lengthy wait list. And so
that will be held where, dear?
at the Coffee County Conference Center. And
Good
so
place.
we are very, very excited. Rebecca and Oslin and their team do such a great job. So we're really excited to work with them again this year. And then, you know, we also are going to have a golf tournament.
Of course.
In April. And that's going to be sponsored by First Vision Bank. And so, again, just incredibly grateful for all of the partnerships. And before you know it, I'm going to be right back talking about the Christmas parade because I feel like it just, it sneaks up on us so quickly. But yeah, we're just.
I want to ask a question.
Please.
Because you didn't bring this up, and it might not exist anymore. I always thought it was cool. Was the bowling event?
We may need to talk about bringing that back at some point.
It seemed like a lot of the girls had a whole lot of fun.
It was a great event. The reason that we kind of took a break from it for a little while, because you have to do that. You know, you kind of have to bring something new on and give something a break because there's only so many days
dollars. Well, there's
in
so
the
many
year.
dollars in so many days.
But so that is something that we could absolutely consider bringing back at some point because I do think people really enjoyed it, and it was all skill sets. And so yes.
And my stump, and I take one every now and then, as all of you know, is that if you are not a business and you want to understand the business side of Tullahoma and what is going on in Tullahoma through the Chamber of Commerce and the work of a lot of our stakeholders who invest in Tullahoma, you as an individual can be a member of the Chamber of Commerce. And with that, you get everything that a business gets, the opportunity to have these wonderful young women and gentlemen who are in charge over there help you understand what's happening in town and the things that are going on that an individual might want to be involved in because there's a lot of stuff that an individual might want to be involved in.
Oh, we welcome everyone. You know, we welcome the large corporations, the small business owner, and we welcome the individual. And so we just hope that anyone that has any questions about the chamber would reach out and just let us know. We actually do a class. It's called Chamber Connect, and people can register on our website. It's free. It's a free class. And we use it as a recruiting tool for potential members. We use it to educate our seasoned members on all of the great benefits that we're providing because we've added so many recently. And then, you know, we also use it just as an educational platform. And so there's room for everyone at the table. You know, that's also a new member orientation.
Right.
And so the last class we had 11 people, and most of the time when someone's interested in joining the chamber and they come to Chamber Connect and they're able to see all of the benefits, hear all the benefits, and we're walking them through step by step on how to have a successful membership, 9 out of 10 join before ever walking out the door. not just that, they're exercising the benefits, they're taking advantage of the benefits, they're using them, and then we get to hear these great testimonials where they say, oh, y'all have helped my business so much through your mass email service, or, oh, I really enjoy the networking opportunities. And
Right.
so we welcome anybody. If you have any questions on becoming a member, maybe you've been a member, or you're a new member, join us, Chamber Connect.
And I would say, if you're just a citizen now, do you have a member list?
We do. Our directory is listed on our website. You can actually keyword search our directory. So that's why it's really important when you fill out your profile and you identify keywords that associate with your business, like you may want to do local news or Tullahoma or all of the counties that you service.
Right,
So
right.
that when people go to the directory and they search local news,
You know, and so if somebody, which another one of my stumps is, that if to be a good representative individually of our town and accumulate tax dollars, we all need to know what's inside these businesses that are spotted all over town. And I've said this before, I know personally, I'm guilty of not going in every business in town, a new business particularly, and finding out what they have. Because when there's tourists come to town and you happen to meet one at eating lunch or something, and they're going, well, what can I do? Well, I'm looking for so-and-so. We as citizens need to know where so-and-so is. Oh, have you tried this little shop over here? Or if you go down here and turn left and go a block or two, I think they might have just what you're looking for down there. We all need to be salesmen and sales ladies of this wonderful little town we live in, because that's how we pay for it, tax dollars.
You know, a great way to learn about those local assets is to attend the ribbon cuttings.
There you go.
So anyone's welcome to attend a ribbon cutting. And these small business owners never forget the people that showed up for them on their special day.
That's right.
And so you get to sign the ribbon, a keepsake for the business owner, and be a part of a really special celebration. And a lot of them offer refreshments, and usually there's some sort of...
There's lunch there usually.
Some sort of little goodie or takeaway. And so, yes, anyone's welcome to attend a ribbon cutting. So lots and lots of things happening at the Chamber. If you're not already following us on social media, we're on Facebook and Instagram.
Do it.
Anybody can subscribe to our mass emails and receive those updates. And so please engage with us, follow along, call us, email us.
And
We're
you folks out there who say, well, I just don't know what's going on in town, it's real simple. Join. The price to join the chamber is not excessive or abusive. The price to join the Civic Center, the Arts Center, the Science Center, you know, you want to find out what's going on at those places for a minimum fee, they'll let you know.
That's right.
Thanks for coming, dear.
Well, thank you for having me.
Happy Valentine's. And every time I see you, you bring hope.
Well, thank you.
Okay. We'll be right back after these messages.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For many senior citizens, life looks like this, but it doesn't have to. When you make your home at Parkview Senior Living, life after retirement takes on a whole new meaning. Daily exercise options, fun outings, happy hour, game nights, movies and popcorn, arts and crafts, enjoying friends over chef-prepared meals. Parkview Senior Living, where you're always home, but you're never home alone.
He's a little bit of you, he's a little bit of me. He's the trash along the roadside of Tennessee. He's the garbage that we find. He's the dream we left behind. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash. A throwaway bottle or pop top can may not seem much to a traveling man, but a Tennessee trash. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash. We have met the enemy, and he is us.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine. There are a lot of opinions being shared. But I had the chance to talk with my doctor about my concerns. He told me the vaccines are backed by decades of research, and that the vaccines are proven safe and effective. Now I'm protected and ready to put this pandemic behind us. Join the millions of Tennesseans who have decided to give COVID-19 vaccines a shot. Visit covid19.tn.gov to find an appointment today.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I was talking to my next guest here, and I hope you didn't hear anything inappropriate. No, I'm pretty sure you didn't. We are pleased to have joining us on the set now Josh Harris and Tracy Taylor, and they are with the archery group here in Tullahoma. Tracy is the owner of Archery, Taylor's Archery in Tullahoma, and Josh is with the Tullahoma Educational System, which now has a archery program, I believe.
Well, I don't do it for the city. I do it through Tracy's shop.
I see.
We do it privately.
Got you. Okay. So archery is kind of a relatively new thing, at least for you guys have been doing this for about how long now?
We've been doing it I've been doing it with Tracy since 2015.
Okay, yeah. So, and it kind of appears that you guys have done pretty doggone well at that over the years, because you jumped right into that program and got kids interested in archery, and they are competing rather well and have from the start.
Yep. We originally, when we started back in 2015, I think I had maybe 7 kids on the archery team, and we took 4 of those kids to the state tournament, and we did very well. We always seemed to, when it comes to team points, we were a little bit behind because we just didn't have the numbers. And then when we opened it up to Franklin County area and the surrounding area, we were able to fill up, and we got 48 shooters signed up this year.
That's unbelievable. That's a long way from that 7 that you started with. Tracy, how did you get involved in archery?
I started bow hunting years ago, and it just took off from there. This is year 31 actually in the archery business.
31 years?
31. I know I don't look that old. But.
Right. No, you don't. And I guess you hunted as well, Josh. I know you hunted. So.
I got started late, but once I bow hunted and got my first deer, I was hooked.
Yeah.
So.
So you actually killed a deer with a bow?
Mm-hmm.
Unreal.
Several.
Yeah. Okay. I'd say you kind of have to know what you're doing to be able to do that.
It helps.
Right.
You can get lucky, but I don't want to rely on luck. I'd rather rely on my skill.
You know, you talked about how the program grew, and obviously you've done well in competition. But what does it take for a young person to get good at this? Is it like anything else? You've got to practice.
You've got to put the time in, and there's not a substitute for that. I tell my kids every day that we come to archery practice. I mean, they put forth the effort that's needed. But the ones that really stand out and do well typically are those that not only practice the day that I have practice, but we had several in there last night that were shooting, and they won this past weekend. But they also know that everybody else is getting better. They're going to have to get better. So they're in there practicing 3, 4, 5 days a week and practicing at home too. That's what it takes to get better. But you also have to be coachable. You got to be able to listen and do what we're asking you to do. And I'm not saying I know everything there is to know about archery, but if the kids will listen to us, and the younger we get them, the more the likelihood that when they get old enough to compete for scholarship money, they're going to get scholarship money.
There's scholarship money out there for this, correct?
Yeah, a lot.
What's the highest we've had graduate?
We've had, I know, 2 different students or 2 different archers that have graduated, and their senior year, I think both of them got over $150,000 in scholarships.
I had no idea. That this was that big.
Corey was like 300 and something thousand. I think.
It might have been.
Yeah.
I know they were well over 150,000.
And how many kids do you have involved in the program right now?
We got 48.
And we're looking at some video here that kind of snuck in there on us. What are we looking at there?
We are looking at the bail assignments. Archers getting ready. This is a warm-up practice flight. They get 2 practice flights, and then they start the scoring ends. They have a total of 6 scoring ends. They'll shoot 3 on top, 3 on bottom, and they can get, the top score would be 150, and the total number of X count would be 30. Sorry. But they shoot 5 arrows per flight, and they do 6 flights.
And where was this tournament held?
This tournament was held at Tullahoma High School, and we are so grateful and blessed that we got lucky enough to hold it there. It was a goal of mine ever since I started back in 2015. I wanted to host a tournament at Tullahoma High School. I wanted people to see Tullahoma, my hometown.
Yeah, I would love to have it there every year, man. It was just the best venue we've ever had.
And the amount of people that were there, we had over 200 archers. I think it was like 205, somewhere around 204. And we had, they had parents, grandparents coming. I had Coach Robinson at West. He was doing the concessions, raised, I think, $500 for the basketball program there. It was just, looking around, it's just amazing to watch everybody working together. Everybody's happy, everybody's smiling. Just the support we got and the compliments on the facility there. The custodial staff, big thank you to Jason Quick and the administration team, because I know Derek Crutchfield came up there and watched them. Renee Flowers come up there and watched them. Cindy Herrera come up there and watched some of the kids. It was just, and I did that to put a little bit of stress on them to get them ready for state, because we got state coming up this weekend.
Some of these kids are pretty young.
Yes, they are. We got them on our team. I know my daughter right there, and that's Madison Davis beside her. Riley started when she was 5. Now my son, at 5, he wasn't quite mature enough, so I waited till he was 7, but we got them ranging from ages 5 to 18. You got shooting.
I know that as you grew up, that you were pretty competitive and just about about everything. I see that it's kind of spilled over into the archery thing.
Winning is good, but I want to dominate.
Yeah.
In everything we do, I want first, second, third on podium. That's a goal of mine. But like I mentioned earlier, goals. It was my goal to have a tournament at Tullahoma High School. And my other goal that we accomplished that weekend is in all 4 different age groups, they compete as an individual, but they also compete as a team. And we got first place team-wise in all 4 age divisions.
You was pretty satisfied with that?
That's a big deal.
That's pretty dominating.
Tracy,
I enjoyed it.
You mentioned you guys run that out of your business up there, Taylor's Archery. So is that where the guys and girls practice?
That's where we practice our indoor practices, and we've also got a piece of AEDC leased for an outdoor range where we do our outdoor practices. It's a different type of archery.
What kind of time commitment is a kid making when he gets into this archery thing? How much time does it take?
9.5 months.
Yeah.
Really?
When you think about indoor and 3D, it's 9.5 months.
Right.
Time frame.
So they got to be pretty dedicated to be able
Absolutely.
to continue to do this and practice and get better.
And that's part of it too. I mean, I'm like Josh, I love to win, but we're teaching them more than just the competition side of it. It's
Right.
respect and
Absolutely.
attitude and
Absolutely.
stuff that they can use, you know, after they graduate, when they're raising kids, when they're working for someone or running their own business. And Josh does a fantastic job.
So the things they learn doing the archery program are things that help them in real life. Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah, they'll fail on the line and there's tears rolling, but they come back and take care of business.
Mhm.
You know, they face adversity. It's like any other sport. It teaches them how to deal with things later in life.
You mentioned you got a tournament coming up soon.
We got state this weekend.
State this weekend.
It's going to be held at Calsonic Arena in Shelbyville.
Yeah. Okay. You've been there a time or two, haven't you?
Yeah. I've been there.
Yeah. So, are you excited about your chances to win there?
Yes, absolutely. And I feel like, and I saw me and Tracy were talking the other night, if our kids will go in there and enjoy what they did and we can keep moving forward off of the momentum we had this weekend, we will do very well at the state tournament.
Okay.
Because
All
I
right.
mean, even though we won in the first place in all age groups, our best archery is in front of us. And that's my goal, is for us to peak at the right time. That's the challenge, it is, like as a coach, to get them to peak at the right time. And we have made progress, and you watch their scores from one regional to another. And I use that data to determine where we're at and how are we going to do if the kids compete like I know they're capable of doing.
It's just a matter of time till you guys will be making $10 million apiece, just
I
like
wish.
the football coaches, correct?
That's what we already do.
Oh, okay. But you're having fun and you're really enjoying it.
Having a ball.
And you got to believe that it's really good for the kids. Real quick, how does a kid get involved in it? They just call your store?
Come by Taylor's Archery.
Yeah.
We can give them the information.
And probably the equipment and stuff they need, you guys can
Absolutely
arrange that for you. Well, congratulations on a big win. Good luck on this weekend. With your attitude, I'd be betting on you. So, thank you so much for coming by.
Thanks for the opportunity.
We'll be right back, folks, right after this.
The Bookshelf in Tullahoma is the fundraising arm of the Coffee County Literacy Council. Since 1988, the Literacy Council's goal and purpose has been to support and promote adult basic education in Coffee County. We enable individuals to complete their high school equivalency exam, which helps them get better jobs or continue into higher education. The Bookshelf at 114 Southwest Atlantic Street in Tullahoma is where we sell used books, which are donated to us by the community. Come see us, bring your books to donate, and join us as you find every genre of books that you can imagine.
I had a knee replacement, so they've got me in life care, which I'm very, very thankful for. I couldn't garden, I couldn't do my flower beds, I can't chase my little dogs. I have been in several therapy sessions for knees and back, and that's the best therapist I believe I've ever been to. It's tremendous because I'm able to walk again, but if it wasn't for the care, I wouldn't be where I am.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
Parkview Senior Living. Active, independent senior living at its finest.
Do you love sports? Then you should know about STEM. Because maximizing nutrition, analyzing peak muscle performance, calculating the perfect shot, and more are all made possible by science, technology, engineering, and math. In fact, there are more careers than ever in sports science. So if you have a passion for sports, then think about getting involved in STEM and improve everyone's game on and off the field. Get inspired at SheCanSTEM.com.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back. I promised you guys a kangaroo, and today I'm so lucky. Not only do I have one, I have two. And the beautiful Teresa Hines, who has a farm out in Morriston, owns these girls and several other things, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Teresa, tell me about these girls right here.
Well, these are two red kangaroos. The one that I'm feeding a bottle to, her name is Teeter. She's about 7 months old. And the one you're holding, her name is Beth, and she's about 9 months old. They will stay in these pouches almost a year. Beth is getting now where she'll hop in and out, but Teeter still likes to stay in hers. And this is the type bottle that they use. I actually
So they have a long nozzle,
extended nipple on it. And this is actually puppy milk.
Oh, is it?
It's set up a little stronger. You can actually get some milk called Wallaroo.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get in here with all the,
all the stuff that it takes.
So we found that this works just as well.
Well, are they are they both still taking milk from the mother?
They're both still taking a bottle. They both still take a bottle.
But they just take the bottle.
Mm-hmm.
And
the feed that I use is called, she's full, it's called Happy Hopper.
Yeah.
And it's a granulated feed that's got all the nutritional needs for a kangaroo in it. And she's eating real good. And they love Honey Nut Cheerios. That's their treat, is a Honey Nut Cheerio.
Honey Nut Cheerios, I love that.
And Teeter here, she said, I'm just now starting to eat a little bit.
I know that the audience that maybe don't know who you are wondering what else you have and what you're doing with kangaroos. Okay. I mean, it's the closest I'll ever get to Australia, and it thrills me to death to have you here.
Well, I live in Morrison, Tennessee, and for about 27 years I've had a functioning USDA zoo. I have camels, water buffalo, bison, alpacas, llamas, sulcata tortoises, wallabies, just more animals than I have good sense.
That's amazing.
And we are a mobile petting zoo. We allow people to come to, take that back. We bring the animals to you. If you want a birthday party or company
you can be rented, and you will bring the whole entourage.
Yes,
now, I don't believe you bring a water buffalo, do you?
Yes, I have baby water buffalo.
How in the world do you get it in the container?
When they're young, they're
I'm thinking of the water
300.
buffaloes that I saw in the Philippine Islands that were huge.
I have raised them. They're real hard on fences, but they're really good natured animals.
I know people.
They're massive.
You'd see children riding on their backs.
But I got into this. I work for a program called Tennessee Opportunity Programs, and we work with people from a seasonal and migrant farm background. And I like to work with young people, with kids, and I found out that if I had an odd animal, I could keep their attention for a little bit and get my point across to them about going to school, going to the TCATs. There's so many things available to young people now, and a lot of them just aren't aware of it.
I know.
So
there are a lot of children never saw a cow,
Yeah, I just try to keep I keep trying to just let them know what's available for them and that they don't have to stay in a rut.
Exactly.
But, my husband and I both, we enjoy the animals.
And your husband's a farmer.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And he loves all the animals just like you do.
Yes. It takes a special person.
And a lot of these animals stay in the house.
Right. These two hang on a chair next to the fireplace.
I just think that's the sweetest thing.
And watch television most of the time. And then that's all we've got in the house right now, but we have had baby alpacas. It just whatever needs to come
Whatever
in.
needs to come in, you take care of them.
My barn looks like Hollywood. I've got so many heat lamps on and stuff to keep everybody at the
Warm and
temperature they
happy,
need.
yeah. So I know that you went to college at MTSU
Yes,
and
ma'am.
graduated in agriculture.
Degree in agriculture.
And then when did you actually start collecting these animals?
Well, when I started working for Tennessee Opportunity Programs, I wanted to find a way to get the kids' attention for a
Right.
minute. So there's a little strange animal called a Coda Monday. They look a whole lot like our North American raccoons. They have
Yeah.
great personalities.
Are they bigger?
They weigh about, let's see, maybe 30 pounds, 45 when they're grown. They're elongated.
Yeah.
They've got a long tail. They're real sweet look. They're very mischievous. But I had a Cody, and his name was Cody, and I would take him into the schools and stuff, and I'd get those kids' attention for just a minute.
Yeah.
And once I got one animal, then I'd get another, then I had rabbits, and people said, why don't you do birthday parties?
And so then you
This
started
might
doing
be fun.
birthday
Then one
parties.
thing led to another, and my husband says I work to support my animal habit. I just like to raise different
Yeah,
things.
well, if somebody wanted to hire you for a festival or something, do you want to give them the information?
Yes, my phone number is 931-212-1211. You can call me and book.
And do you have a website?
Yes, it's Facebook. I'm not very computer literate.
Yeah.
I don't have time.
No, I can imagine.
But it's Party Animals, Morrison, Tennessee, and there is an emoji of a camel with a top hat on. So you can look on there and see about my animals, and you can text or call me anytime.
And excuse me, I know that everybody probably is going to want to have a bunch of these coming in, but festivals, what fun that is for children.
Yes.
Sorry.
I've done the 4th of July event they have here in Tullahoma for several years, and then I do the Alabama State Fair, the Birmingham State Fair. In Memphis, I do the Delta Fair and Music Festival. It's a 10-day
That's
event.
wonderful.
But we do a lot of birthday parties with Murfreesboro and Nashville growing so much now.
Yeah.
What I think is exotic, like these, people want a cow or a donkey or a chicken.
And that's
'cause they've
interesting.
Never seen those
They've never seen
animals
those. Think about a child in New York City that, you know, lives in the center of town. Are they ever going to see an animal? You know,
we
it's
did an
sad.
event in Nashville and talked to a couple, and they owned more land than they'd ever had, and the house and the land, to me, I thought, I would drive me nuts to have neighbors that close. But I took some chickens, and they got to, my roosters, and they got to crowing. Scared those people to death. It was really,
Yeah.
it was fun. But they were just tickled to death to be able to see just basic barnyard animals.
Exactly.
So the word exotic may change a lot in the next 20 years as to what people consider.
That cows will become exotic.
Yes.
Now you have a certain kind of cow. What were they?
I've got Scottish Highlanders.
The Highland, not the ones with the long hair, right?
I call them big fuzzies. They're just big, fuzzy, gentle. They're a very gentle breed of cattle. And they're a breed of cattle that the Queen of England raised. They're like buffalo. It's very low cholesterol.
Yeah.
And supposedly that's the only meat that she served. But they're from Scotland, of course. And then we've got Zebus. They're a breed of cattle from India.
Zebus.
Z-E-B-U. They're about this tall. They've got a hump on their back like a Brahma.
Yeah.
They're where our American Brahma actually came from. They're from the very old breed. I do a lot of nativity scenes, and the Zebus were in Jerusalem. Of course, camels were in Jerusalem. Donkeys were in Jerusalem, and I raised a 4-horned sheep called a Jacob sheep, and they were actually there at the time of Christ's birth.
I know that the First Baptist Church used to do
the live nativity.
Was that your camel by any chance?
No, I work more towards Nashville.
Yeah,
because
okay.
of where I'm at, but we do the Presbyterian Church in Manchester. I've done theirs for probably 10 years.
Yeah.
And then I've got several churches in Nashville that we do.
Are you wanting to stretch?
So now I'm just looking around.
Yeah.
Some nosy.
I hope everybody can see them good. I just think they're the cutest things. And I can't, I'll just tell the audience that I was in Penny's one day and I saw this bag hanging on this lady's arm, and all of a sudden this little head came out, and I was enamored for life. And I appreciate you coming, Teresa.
You're very welcome.
We're running out of time, and I just want to take these home with me and have a kangaroo in my house. We'll be back. Teresa Hines, people, look her up with, what was the name of your
Party
website?
Animals.
Party Animals. That ought to be easy to remember.
Clayton's has been Tullahoma's shoe store for over 120 years, and Florence Hall continues that tradition today. We're the only shoe store in town that starts with measuring your foot to make sure you get the perfect fit in a quality shoe. That includes narrow through wide widths for men, women, and children. Clayton Shoes, the family shoe store you'll love.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you smile. Service and quality at Clayton Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
My husband was diagnosed with a spinal infection. He lost his ability to swallow and the movement of his legs.
I couldn't turn over in bed, I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat.
They were just wonderful in the treatment and care they gave my husband.
I regained my mobility where I was able to go home.
It is miraculous.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
STEM is everywhere. Like here, behind the scenes of The Walking Dead.
When we break down clothes, we tumble it with disodium phosphate, rock salt, and dish detergent.
We stitched together images of our model and created a 3D set that can be walked through in a VR headset.
We're able to turn 12 walkers into 1,000 walker horde.
STEM can create new worlds on and off the screen. What will you make with STEM? Get inspired at SheCanSTEM.com.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Talking history about this and that. It's conversations with John and Pat, with John and Pat, with John and Pat.
Hello, everyone. I'm John Rickman.
And I'm Pat Welch. And John, we're here today for the 60th rendition of the Conversations with John and Pat. Another milestone.
Pat, I've got a song here, and I'm going to ask you to hold the words because I haven't done it in about 20 or 25 years.
Well,
and to be fair with the audience, you know, you probably think that spend hours practicing these songs. No, I don't. Normally, when I come here, that's the first time
30 seconds.
That's the first time I've heard it myself. You know?
Well, we've had one time, John, where we had to quit midstream. And this will prevent that from happening again.
I've done that. All right.
That would have been about rendition about 28.
I did this with Joe or it might have been at Cherokee Plaza. I think that's the name of the plaza over there, or the mall plaza, you know, parking lot.
Well,
did this years ago.
George and I are kind of on the same wavelength.
That's I've been to New York City and I've seen those city lights, but I'd trade it all today for just one Tullahoma night. My mind is on the Southland, that's where I long to be. I'm coming home to you, Tullahoma, Tennessee. Tullahoma, I'm coming home. Years ago I left you. Would you move your thumb just a minute?
I'm sorry, John. George.
Calling me. I've searched the whole world over and I've seen all I want to see. Now I'm coming home to you, Tullahoma, Tennessee. I've been to San Francisco and looked across the bay. It's a nice place to visit, but I wouldn't want to stay. 'Cause I got a sweetheart waiting for me patiently. I'm gonna settle down with her in Tullahoma, Tennessee. Tullahoma, I'm coming home. Put that back.
Yes, sir.
Years ago I left you, the World Cup calling me. I've searched the whole world over and I've seen all I want to see. Now I'm coming home to you, Tullahoma, Tennessee. What a song.
John, with the exception of that one thumb misplacement, I didn't do bad.
Oh, man, this is going to be a good segment. The song is so-so, you know. The subject matter is wonderful because Tullahoma is a wonderful place, but the song is just so-so. Not very fitting.
I thought the performance of it was outstanding.
Well, I'd need to practice for many, many minutes. But I want to let the folks know that I went to, what day was that, Pat? Sunday night?
The 27th of August on Sunday.
We went down to the induction ceremony of our friend Mr. Welch and the Wrestling Hall of Fame, and we had a great time. I understand, and I'm not sure of the exact number, but there were probably 40 folks from Tullahoma that day.
It pushed 50.
And
the total crowd was close to 300.
Yeah, it was a great night, and had a good meal, and then they had each of the inductees, which I think were seven inductees. And my friend here, because his name always ends in W, is last to speak. But I want to tell you that the last one was the best, in my opinion.
Well, that may be a stretch, John, but I appreciate that. Yeah.
But it was a good ceremony, and I sat next to a gentleman that you knew at Father Ryan. Joe Lester's on one side, and I
had seen him. We figured up one time in the last 40 years, and that was we walked past one another at a state tournament about 10 years ago, I guess, and you were pretty fortunate because he was a legend in Middle Tennessee in the 70s. Bobby Garman that coached at Father
I
Ryan.
enjoyed sitting next to him, and he was very nice.
As acclaimed as their Father Ryan's wrestling program is, they started in the early to mid 60s, and they've only had 3 wrestling coaches. And you got to sit next to and eat a good meal with the middle one. And Bobby Garman was a good coach and a class act.
You had 2 pretty ladies there. One, as I remember, 87, and the other 91 that was there.
My mother and mother-in-law were there at 87 and 92 years young, and both behaved.
Were they proud of you? And
they were both proud, and my mother-in-law was kind of lost for words.
Very surprised.
Well, I think I said in my speech that she was utterly shocked when she found out that I'd been included in the Hall of Fame. My mother-in-law and I have a great relationship.
She's a nice lady, and
your
mother, a great lady too.
Yeah.
You started wrestling, your wrestling coaching at BGA.
BGA. And
tell a little bit about that.
Well, I certainly didn't attend that, and didn't in high school. But I was there helping with football, and the football coach was the athletic director, and we lost our head coach, and he decided that I was going to be the wrestling coach. So I didn't apply for the job, and I didn't ask for the job, and I didn't want the job, but I was told I had the job, and he sent me to a really nice coaching clinic at Northern Iowa University, and Dan Gable, who's arguably the best wrestler that's ever been in the U.S. anyway, he was the clinician, and it didn't take but a week's worth of going to this clinic that I kind of was on par with most of the coaches in Tennessee at that time, Middle Tennessee especially, because there just wasn't. The wrestling was to the state was brand new. I don't think the first wrestling tournament, high school tournament, TSSAA sanctioned wasn't but at 61 or 62, something like that. And but I left BGA and came to work in Tullahoma at the Builder's Supply, and I had great visions of my children, at least the sons that I might have, would end up being 6'1", 220, and could run 4.5 40s. And would be magnificent football players, but the first time we took the first one to the pediatrician, he did not appear anywhere on the growth chart. he didn't make the second percentile. In fact, he was a 0. And when a man walks into the high school at 85 pounds, he's kind of limited in what he can do.
Let me interrupt you there, though, but he had a heart. Didn't John have a heart for wrestling and for winning and for competing?
Yeah, and Michael was a really good youth wrestler, too.
That's right.
And I think he hit the chart the first time at 5%. Anyway, I really felt like that being forced in to coaching wrestling in high school was almost providential, because it gave me something that I could help my own children in, and I hope I've been a little bit of help to the wrestling program over a pretty good while. We started the kids program here, and I believe the first season would have been the 91-92 academic school year, and it's been great for me, and it's been, I think, good for the high school wrestling, because it's really improved the experience level of their wrestlers.
Now, your son won a state championship.
He won a state championship
John,
in 2000.
And Mike, both young men were great track people.
Good distance runners.
I always think of John.
And you were a good distance coach, John.
Well, I don't know about that, but I had him in track over at East Middle, and he was determined to break the track record.
Yeah.
We had 2 track records. One was a 5-year interval, and the other one was, that's been forever. He didn't want the 5-year interval. He wanted forever.
No,
he wanted that one, and he trained, and the little guy wasn't near the size of the one who held the record previously, but he beat that record. I remember the day when it happened. Not sure of the date, but it was tremendous, his desire. And he had people calling out time to make sure each lap was sufficient.
He had great timing and feel for how fast he was running, and of course he was so small, he wasn't real. His sprinting ability wasn't really good, but he ran, it was 5:04, I believe, mile of the 4 laps. The fastest was his last lap, and his slowest was the 3rd. I believe that's right. And they were off by 2 seconds. The fastest to the slowest was off 2 seconds, that's pretty incredible sense of pace.
To talk about another young man who was an excellent wrestler at the high school, Matt Sweeten. You coached him early. I saw his mom and daddy the other night, and tell me about Matt.
He, when we first got started, there was a guy in town named Ken Hagan, who had an ultrasound medical business, and he had a son he wanted to get wrestling, and somehow he found out, I still don't know how he found out that I had been at BGA for a while, but he knew that I'd been there, and that I had a son about his son's age. And so he said that he was going to take him to, I believe, the parochial school in Winchester, and they were going to practice on gymnastics mats, and it was going to be real low-key, that kind of thing, and he said, do you know of anybody else that would be about their age that we could take over there? And I said, well, I don't know what kind of wrestler you know, but I know a bulldog for sure, and that was Matt. And the first time I saw him in practice, he was just really had an innate God-given talent to follow motion, and if you drop Matt from a 10-foot ceiling and he'd land in an absolute perfect wrestling position. If you drop John from that when he first got started, it probably wasn't a very good position. One could learn over repetition, and the other one he just had it. But Matt was a really tough guy, and he's there's not many 3-time state champions in Tennessee, and he's one of them. And there's very Middle Tennessee below Nashville. In fact, he may be the only one.
And we've left out many good wrestlers.
Oh yeah.
In this conversation, and we know that those young men need to be recognized too. And, this is your coach that you had as a youth, and
you pointed out something I need to add too. Then, because we've had 2 other state champions that grew up in the kids program, at least for a while, and that was Brandon Bruner, who won at 103. Maybe 08, 09, something like that. I can't remember exactly when. And then Cody Quick was wrestled at 215, and he won his state finals with a pretty early pen, he was extremely dominant, where most of those other three were fairly small. Cody was big and could really move.
Well, we're going to have to move along and finish this segment up, but we want you to know, Pat, shake my hand,
thank
buddy.
you, John, and let's see that picture of my friend shaking my hand that we had just been presented these green jackets. Somebody asked, are they close in prestige to the green jackets, and the answer to that is an overwhelming no. But I was very appreciative of John being there. And
I see
and
Mr. Green in the
Mr. Green was in
background
the background, and I think Al Morris, our high school coach, that's his back in the green shirt there.
Well, God bless you, Pat. Appreciate all your hard work.
Thank you, John. We shall return for segment 61 if management will allow. And management was clapping. Thank you all.
Talking history about this and that. It's conversations with John and Pat. With John and Pat. With John and Pat.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Go.
I wake up before the rooster crows. My feet hit the floor and it's go, go, go. So much to do. Ooh, darling, I've been thinking about you. I punch out at 10:30. I blink my eyes and come back again. You're what gets me through. Ooh, darling, I've been thinking about you. I've been thinking about how you love me, how you kiss my lips. This whole life is crazy, but it don't get better than this. Baby, when I'm 80, my love will still be true. Ooh, darling, I've been thinking about you. I hate how the factory line takes up all of my quality time, but the bills are due. Ooh, darling, I've been thinking about you. I break my back while the bosses snitch, playing their company politics. They ain't got a clue. Ooh, darling, I've been thinking about you. I've been thinking about how you kiss me when I get home at night. You lay your pretty head on my shoulder. You tell me everything's alright. Tomorrow I'll wake
that. Did you write that, Connor?
I sure did. I wrote that. Me and Randy Fincham, who I met at South Jackson Goes Country.
Yes.
We wrote that together.
I am so proud of you. People, this is Connor Austell. I take it for granted that a few people out there know who he is.
That's a lot of them. More than a few know this young man.
I've known Connor since he was this high, and known forever he's going to be a great singer.
I have a very recognizable face, so once you see it once, you probably won't forget.
Well, I just want to say to you, we absolutely, Fran and I thought you did a wonderful job with the national anthem at the Super Bowl.
I've been getting that so much lately. I really have.
Connor, when did you start singing? I know you've been singing forever, but when did you pick up the guitar and start being your own performer, sort of?
Being my own kind of performer, I started playing guitar at 8 years old. And before that, I was obsessed with Elvis Presley as a child, a young child.
Yeah.
Knee-high to a grasshopper, as they say in the South.
Yeah.
And you listened to his music.
Listened to his music, sang it. I had little Elvis costumes that I would wear and just do his kind of thing, and that just kind of transformed into having a immense passion for music.
And
so
you followed through forever on it, and you sing with your family, and you were in a band, you sing with Gracie, and you've been married a year.
A year and a couple months now.
And see, it worked out.
That song that you just got through singing doesn't have anything to do with her, does it?
She was the inspiration for it.
Well, it's a great song.
Yeah, it is. Very well done.
I love the chord changes in it.
Now, did your dad plays and
Bass.
sings?
Absolutely.
And was he involved in, I know he was involved in music, but was he involved in a band prior to you?
Yeah, so we've been in a band together, me and him, and one of his best friends from high school, and then now some of my buddies. But before that, he was in a band in high school in the 80s, and then after that, he went to college for music production and songwriting, and he was actually a staff writer for a label in Nashville in the 90s. And he's probably, as a songwriter, my dad is probably my biggest influence.
Inspiration.
Yeah.
And your mama is a singer too.
Oh, she's one of the greatest singers that I've
She really
ever heard.
is.
She
She's
has
amazing.
a beautiful voice. Beautiful voice.
So
she does.
So it's in the blood, I guess.
It is in the blood. I know that you have written a special song, and I don't want us to run out of time, so.
I did. I wrote this
song. Would you like to introduce that?
That one you just got through with wasn't special?
It was special, but this next one that I want to play, I actually wrote for my loving wife, Gracie. I actually wrote it before she was my wife. We were just engaged at the time. The song's called My Saving Grace, and her name is Grace. So, I've never played this for anybody, including her. She's never heard it. So, in the spirit of Valentine's Day, sweetheart, if you're watching, this song is for you, okay?
I was lost till the day I saw her face, a ship without a sail on the crashing waves, uncomfortable in my own skin and wishing I had someone else's face. Then like an angel that girl saved me when she walked in my life. She made the darkness run and hide with the light in her blue eyes. She showed me that I could be loved for who I am inside. This ain't no average, ordinary love song. This one goes out to the girl that I love so. and pretty as the sunrise. She's the June to my Johnny, she's the rock to my roll. And in her love I find my strength, and in her arms I find my happy place. She's my darling, my love, my saving grace. Sang some melodies, but she's my favorite tune. And when she smiles, her pretty smile, it's like a Sunday afternoon. You know, I'd walk 1,000 miles just to show her that I'd hang the moon. She's my sunshine on a cloudy day, making her all mine. It's the smartest choice I ever made. She's my best friend, you know I love her more each passing day. This ain't no average, ordinary love song. This one goes out to the girl that I love so. She's sweet as honeysuckle, she's pretty as the sunrise. She's the June to my Johnny, she's the rock to my roll. And in her love I find my strength, and in her arms I find my happy place. She's my darling, my love, my saving grace, my companion, my friend, my angel heaven sent. You know she's pretty, she's smart, she's my beautiful sweetheart, my strength, my happy place. My darling, my love, my saving grace. My darling, my love, my saving grace.
I love it, love it, love it. I love you, Connor. What a beautiful, beautiful
Absolutely gorgeous,
gift
man.
to your beautiful Gracie.
Gorgeous. Hey, girls, that's how you're supposed to be loved, right there.
Absolutely. Connor, thanks for coming.
Thanks, buddy.
Of course, thanks so much for having me.
I think they're ready to cut us off. And
Well,
we're
I'll tell
going to
you
have
what,
you
we
come
could
back.
just stop right now.
For sure.
We could just stop right
We
now
can just
and
stop
it'll
right
be
now.
over with.
You want us to say goodbye?
But no, we're going to have to take a quick commercial break and we'll
All
be
right.
back.
Thanks again.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
For many senior citizens, life looks like this, but it doesn't have to. When you make your home at Parkview Senior Living, life after retirement takes on a whole new meaning. Daily exercise options, fun outings, happy hour, game nights, movies and popcorn, arts and crafts, enjoying friends over chef-prepared meals. Parkview Senior Living, where you're always home, but you're never home alone.
Okay, here we go.
3, 2.
3, 2, 1.
COVID-19 has been a really long and difficult fight.
So when we start talking about COVID, I completely get it. It's frustrating.
We've all been impacted one way or another.
The fight against COVID is also changing
we got a little bit of time, so I'm gonna read something right here. This is a Valentine's story, and it's true.
Oh,
okay?
wonderful.
It's called Roses Appear. Heart shapes placed around the house meant Lover's Day is near. But one heart has been broken, her love has died this year. The soulmate who kept love fresh and blooming in their home, each Valentine sent roses. But now that love is gone. She worked hard to stay busy, filling up her life with things she had not needed as a lover and a wife. But Valentine's is special, it always was for them. And no matter how hard she tries, she can't stop missing him. Then roses appear at the front door, with a note penned in his hand declaring his love for now and evermore. How wonderful it is to be loved by such a man who found a way to send his love undying through the years. So each and every Valentine's roses appear. Each springtime she'll get flowers until death knocks at her door. And she is reunited with her love forevermore. Then roses appear on her tombstone with a note penned in his hand declaring a love that will live on and on. How wonderful it is to be loved by such a man who found a way to send his love undying through the years. So each and every Valentine's roses appear. Yes, he found a way to send his love undying through the years. Each and every Valentine's roses appear.
That's beautiful.
And this was a guy, this really happened. A guy set it up with a florist for this to happen after he had passed
That's
away.
wonderful, yeah. That's beautiful.
This I wrote for my bride, and I was fortunate enough to have a country music star, superstar. Years ago, I write music for old country stars, by the way. Ray Price cut this, and its beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. Wrote this for Fran on our 39th anniversary. Mountaintops, raindrops, snowflakes when they fall. A baby's cry, your hazel eyes, a night train's lonely call. Starry nights, lightning strikes, wild horses running free. The world is full of loveliness for those who care to see. That beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. And I hold beauty every time I hold you with a love that only grows as it gets older. And the beauty of it all is forever you'll be holding me too. Fine lines have traced sweet memories lightly on your face. And I don't care if every hair is not always in place. I can see forever when I look in your eyes. And sometimes things that can't be seen is where real beauty lies. Because beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. And I hold beauty every time I hold you with a love that only grows as it gets older. And the beauty of it all is forever you'll be holding me too. Yes, the beauty of it all is forever you'll be holding me too. I still love you to this day.
That's beautiful, John.
And 20 years after I wrote this, I wrote
You
this.
wrote another one? Okay.
I can hear your smile. It's funny how love chooses the ones it will bless. You strong and smart as Saint Spearheart. And me, I'm just a mess. As years roll by, we laugh, we cry, question love's strange plan. You deserve to be loved better, but I've loved the best I can, and I can hear your smile. Feel the color of your eyes. Taste the softness of your skin. Smell the salt in each goodbye. In pleasure and pain, we've walked with grace and style. And when we're apart, deep in my heart, I can hear your smile. Me and you, we prove it's true that opposites attract. You have filled my emptiness. You've given what I lack. But there are times I turn inside. I blame my selfish bone. Yes, you can be right next to me and still feel all alone. But I can hear your smile. I can feel the color of your eyes, taste the softness of your skin, smell the salt in each goodbye. From the sun in June to December's moon, we will walk this road for miles. And I can hear your dreams, and I can hear your smile. Yes, you could have been loved better, but I can hear your smile.
I love it, John.
Are we through? Yeah. We're finished. Happy Valentine's, everybody. Love the ones that you love and love the ones that you hate, too. We'll see you next time.